Two, one, two, one, two. Bear Truth in the building. What's going down? We back, man. Let me see. Did I do anything last week? Ball head nuts and love versus hate. We canceled it. So yeah, we in the building. What's happening? Take my shades off. All right. Let me see what's up with my chats. What's up, Salisa? What's going down? Excuse me, man. I've been up all day grinding. Was up all day yesterday. But we in the building, man. We in the building. Thank God. We blessed. We blessed. Man, this is March. This year is already taking off fast, man. First of all, I gotta say happy birthday to my little brother Quentin. What's up, boy? I love you. Happy birthday. Yesterday, happy birthday to my mom. She turned 70. So, that was a blessing, man. And then we had all the people in town. My sister Grace, my little niece Teranique, my nephew Jarvis, and my little nephew DJ running around the crib tearing up everything. Hold on. Drop my mouse just in case I got to do something. But yeah, man, safe travels. Last time I talked to them, they was about an hour away from Atlanta. They was in Georgia. But beyond that, you know the motto: turn up for Christ or burn up for life. Bear Truth is in the building, boy. Stop playing with me. I just turned 49 like last week, so you know what it is. You know what it do. But man, a lot of good stuff happening, man. I think I got a pretty nice topic to talk about today, man. But I got to shout out somebody else, man. I want to shout out Lonnie Ray. You already know Lonnie Ray, man. Definitely a pillar in the community. He's got the academy where he's working with the little young boys, shooting the hoops and stuff like that. And then also he's got celebrities where you can go pick up beauty supplies like wigs and a few little outfits, whatever you need. Far as like on the beauty line, he's got celebrities. But recently they just opened up the little smoothie shop that's in the back. Fam, I damn near been over there like every day. Anytime that they open, I be trying to get through there, find a reason to ride past that way so I can go get a smoothie. And what's so cool about it is that they doing like all the like black ancestors, you know what I mean? Like Ida B. Wells, Rosa Parks. You can go in there and you can get a smoothie with like the sea moss in there. You can get a fruit drink and stuff like that. But they naming them like, you know what I mean, Sojourner Truth, you know what I mean? Just so much stuff that's going on in there. And it was cool. W.E.B. Du Boise, you know what I mean? So you can go try these different flavors. And it was like, at first I was kind of skeptical on sea moss because I'm like, I hear of people drinking it. But man, I seen a jar of it one time, man, and it looked terrible, fam. I was like, ain't no way. I don't know what it is, where it's from, or what it's about. But they was drinking it. So, but I finally got a chance to check it out. She gave me a couple of samples and I was sold. And ever since then, I've been over there. So they like $7.99, man, and you get a big nice cup. I'm talking about, man, it's so fire. Then they got like the little lounge area where you can go over there and you can kind of like chill out, maybe take a laptop, do some work. If you're writing on something, like a book, or you working on some work or something like that, you can go over there and you can do something, you know. Okay. Somebody was hitting me. But yeah, check out Lonnie Ray's, man. Check out the smoothie shop that's in the back. It's super dope. It's fire. And I'm telling you, it's on point. And my man, he keep doing something. So shout out to Lonnie Ray. Happy birthday to my little brother Quint. Happy birthday to my mom. And anybody else that's got a birthday. You know what I mean? So listen, today, man, I was just, I was browsing. When I be doing like little topics, I always kind of pray. I'll be asking God, like, give me something that we can give them, because like on Sundays, I definitely want to encourage you every time I come on. But like on Sundays, it's always this bounce back. You know what I mean? Because my theme, I've been to the joint for like 14 years, 8 months, and God has been blessing me since I touched down. You know what I mean? And so that's the reason why I feel healthy. I feel good. That's one of the reasons why I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know what I mean? And it don't bother me to be out somewhere with somebody else and they doing anything. I just know what's best for me. And so I'm always trying to, kind of be, that person you can look at and be like, damn, fam, if you can do that and come back, I can hit the ground and come back. You dig what I'm saying? It's all about the bounce back. The bounce back is special. And so today, I did not know that this was a big issue. Um, Somebody was telling me if you ask a woman to bring something to the table, that it was very offensive. And so, Man, we always use it. It's so cliche. We might use the little saying like what you bring to the table. You know what I mean? You can use it at anything. Like say for instance, Kanye got a jam with Game, and he said something. How I'm gonna bring something to the table when I am the table. You know what I mean? Turn up the music, wake up the neighbors, and you hear it, and then I was thinking like, so how would that offend somebody? But then again, it's such a real issue. You know what I mean? I don't care what you're doing in life. You dig what I'm saying? As I thought about the subject, and then I was praying about it, it was just so real. It was just like it makes a lot of sense on all levels. And so today we're just gonna touch up on it, man. We're gonna touch up on it. What do you bring to the table? Life is a banquet. What do you bring to the table? And you got to be real. First of all, when you look up the definition for bring something to the table in the dictionary, it means contribute something of value to a discussion, a project, or a relationship. Bring something to the table literally means contribute something of value to a discussion, to a project, or to a relationship. And so if you look at that, man, you can break that down. First we'll breeze through jobs and businesses. Say for instance, you and a person is getting ready to start a business, or you getting ready to go to a business, and you got some partners and stuff like that, or you got some people working for you, or just say you're going to a new job. First of all, I think that you got to bring to the table, man, you got to have some type of skills or an experience, you know. And I think about my man SPZ all the time. He was telling me this story one time, and I always use SPZ because, hey, Auntie Diane, happy birthday to Auntie Diane too. She turned 71. Her birthday was yesterday too. Little Tommy birthday was the day after mine. And so, yeah, a lot of birthdays in March, Pisces. But okay, so listen to this. My man SPZ, he used to tell me this. If he goes to a restaurant and he fill out a application for a chef position, now they might be starting off at, let's say, $18 or $19. But if he come in that thing and he say, "Hey, I got experience. I got 5 years experience in this restaurant. I got 5 years experience over here. You know what I mean? I ain't working for nothing less than 20." Then they got to look at you. They got to look at you and be like, "Okay, you got this experience." They might want to check your credentials and stuff like that. But if you can get inside the kitchen and you can do what you say you can do, and you got that experience, when you go somewhere, they gotta pay you more. You're worth more. You dig what I'm saying? And so bring something to the table. When you out here looking for a career or a job, it's always good to educate yourself, B. You gotta educate yourself. You gotta learn. You gotta try to go and learn a trade. You gotta practice, and you definitely gotta have a work history. So just in case you go somewhere and you trying to, if you don't want to start off at the lowest of the totem pole, you dig what I'm saying? You got to be able to come in something and bring something to the table. And another thing with bringing something to the table, man, you got to be on time, fam. You got to be prompt. You know what I mean? You have to be on time. You got to have a positive attitude when you go inside a job, because ain't no sense going into no job and your attitude stink. And you know what I mean? You always late because you partied all night. You know what I mean? You drink, you smoke. Maybe that's not even the case. Maybe you just lazy. Maybe you just don't get up on time. How's you gonna keep a job, fam, if you don't, you can't bring, time to the table, being on time, being there when you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and just because you're having a day, not taking it out on somebody else. You know what I mean? So when you thinking about business or you thinking about working, check yourself on that. And you, I mean, you can always grill yourself, and you can be like, man, what do I bring to the table to this job? Because they'll ask you in the interview. They always give you like questions like, what are your qualifications? You know what I mean? Or why should we hire you? And I tell them like straight up, man, like I'm a hard worker, and I learn easy. You know what I mean? I am a quick learner. If you put me like hands on and you show me a few times, I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? I might mess up here or there, but if you put me in the position, you know what I mean, and be patient, watch this. I bet you I can get down. I'm telling you, I don't want to lose. You dig what I'm saying? I'm trying to get money. But yeah, and also you have to have a hunger for growth. If you don't got a hunger for growth, you know, most of the times if you work in a job, or like say if you opening up a business, how do you expect it to succeed or be successful? It can't be successful if you don't have some type of hunger. And you also got to have a hunger for professionalism. being professional, because when you start looking at businesses that got chains and the way that they run their stuff, the way that they got managers and supervisors, man, people is professional when you go into places, man. That's one of the things I think Jay and them was doing with the soft opening up in that with All Stars. They was just trying to get the bottle girls ready, looking at, okay, how we gonna do these sections. We're gonna make sure that a bottle girl is assigned to each section. If this, you know what I mean? They was working out the kinks because they wanted to be professionalism. There's a hunger for excellence in that club, and they striving for it. And pretty soon, it's gonna be one of the top notch clubs in that. I'm guaranteeing you, and I'm speaking it into existence because when you see it and you see his idea and his vision, and you see what JD and all of them is doing, even Wendy from what she's doing around there to TT to her up close and people's person, you know what I mean, skills of like making sure people is having fun, smiling and laughing and stuff like that. You got to have that, man, in business. So what do you bring to the table? Whether you're trying to work a job or whether you're trying to open up a business, you can just go in there and just do what you want to do. It's up to you. But in life, you ain't thriving, man, unless you got something to bring to the table. I mean, it sounds cliche, but think about that. Ain't no sense jumping into no business, spending no money, or going to work no job if you ain't gonna bring hard work to the table. If you ain't gonna bring people person skills to the table, respect, a positive attitude, being on time. Ain't no sense you doing it. You might as well just go ahead on and try to try to sell dope for the rest of your life, or stick up people, or rob. Whatever you do out there. You know what I mean. When you ain't being legal with your life, sinning. What old boy said, doing Lord knows what, sinning. All right. What about conversation? Conversation. Man, have you ever had a conversation or been somewhere just talking to some people, man, and you get to listen to certain people, you be like, what the hell is they talking about? And like, why are you constantly talking and you ain't saying nothing? You know what I mean? And I don't want to diss people and I don't want to talk down on people because that's not what the bare truth is about. But have you ever just been in a conversation? You'd be like, there was nothing enlightening about that conversation. Like, man, we just wasted like a whole 30 minutes just sitting in there listening to him, or just listening to people talk, or being around a circle of people who might be high or drunk and just really thinking that they talking about something. I learned that you have to have a conversation. You got to have a good conversation or be able to bring something to the table. Um, when I was in prison and we were going through some issues, man, at this one prison, and they kept on telling me like, man, Bear, get on inmate council, get on inmate council. And because they knew that, you know what I mean, by working in a barber shop or talking to like officers and stuff like that. Like, I ain't no dummy. I ain't trying to say I'm like genius, so I'm like super duper smart, but you know what I mean? I know some stuff. You dig what I'm saying? I do study. And I do know how to go corporate. I do know how to sit down and talk to people. And so when you on inmate council, we have meetings like once a week, and we talk about different things that we want to bring up. Okay, what proposals we think is valuable? What do we think is the most important proposal to change look things that's going on in the prison? Maybe we might try to do a fundraiser to raise money for this, to buy new TVs or something. But when you go and you sit down on the last meeting of the month, the last day of the month, we have a meeting with the big heads. Now, this is like the assistant warden, the warden, the treatment director, and stuff like that. And so they got another board of people too that'll come in and they'll sit down and they'll talk. You might have somebody from the nurse's office, somebody may come in from the kitchen. Okay, we present some ideas, and then they'll let us know, what we're not going to do and what's a maybe, and how can we move forward. And so in your conversation, can you bring something to the table? Can you get to the table and sit down with like the warden and let him know, like, okay, I got this state number, but I'm still a man, you know? I'm still a man and I still know how to talk. I could come in here and respect y'all. Please respect me back. And it was so serious that I remember one time, man, this lady, uh, she was the deputy warden of treatment. It's like every time we used to ask for something, she used to like shake her head or like, as if we was annoying her. And the warden checked the hell out of her one day in front of everybody. He was just like, listen, don't do that to them. They come in here to present us an idea. It's up for us to discuss it and then let them know yay or nay. He was like, we're not here to make them feel like they less than men. And you dig what I'm saying? When he said that, Confidence flew up to the roof. You dig what I'm saying? And I was very grateful to have somebody speak like that, a warden, you know what I mean? Because we in there carrying ourselves like grown men, and we come in there professional. We had our proposals down tight, you know what I mean? And, I would write the proposal, somebody else would type them up. And man, we changed a lot of stuff. I ain't tooting my own horn, but if you ever in Oakdale and you notice that they got them free weights, I put that in there. I'm the reason why they can shave their heads. So when you're having a conversation with a person, can you bring something to the table? Can you be a good listener? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not always about trying to talk or trying to sound so impressive or trying to make people think you so, like you're so smart. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of times you don't have to be like that when you're talking to people. Sometimes you can just be a good listener. Somebody might just need you just, you know what I mean, to lend them an ear. You can bring that to the table. Bring that to the table, you know what I mean? And just be a sponge and soak up everything. Sometimes they say be a fly on the wall and just write down some notes. If they telling you about some problems, just listen to them. Let them vent. Let them get it off their chest. Because that means that you're bringing something to the table as a good friend. When you're having a conversation, and can you enlighten people? When you talk, are you always talking negative? You know, if you always talking negative, if you always hating on people, or you always got something bad to say about people, you ain't bringing nothing to the table. Because anybody can get that. You can get that anywhere. Some of them thoughts is probably already in everybody's head about how they feel about themselves or what they going through. So when you talk to somebody and you claim that this is your friend, or if you just, and sometimes it don't even have to be a friend. What if you're around like some kids or something? Are you watching your language on how you talk? Are you making sure that you enlighten them? Are you leaving them with something? Kids soak up everything. So when I'm in a barbershop, I try to be very conscious about what I even play, the music that I play. You know what I mean? I don't want you hearing all types of mess, cuss words and stuff like that, which I'm gonna talk about that one day. I'm gonna show you that little video that was on my page of them little boys. Couldn't have been no more than about 5 years old, with no teeth in his mouth, no nothing, rapping this song, man. And whoever posted it, they probably thought it was cute. You know what I mean? But when you look at that, man, there's so much foolishness going on out here. That's the last thing you want to do, is be teaching our kids on how to talk to a woman about having sex and hitting her froggy style, and you know what I mean? And come on, man. So bringing something to the table on the conversation, can be enlightened? You know what I mean? Try to enlighten people with your speech, man. And again, don't try to sound like, what I mean, like you a philosopher. You always got to try to be like that. You ain't got to try to talk smart, but man, you definitely can motivate people. Try to see, when the people that you come into contact with every day, how can I motivate you? Can I say anything that might lift your day up? You dig what I'm saying? Can I say anything that'll make you smile and make you feel good about yourself? You know what I mean? If you can do that, I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to conversation, you definitely can bring something to the table when it comes to conversation. And don't ever be ashamed to be positive, bro. There's too much negativity going on already. Man, always try to say something cool, man. Try to encourage somebody, man. That's one thing I like about my man Khadizzy. No matter what, man, every time I see Khadizzy, he always got like inspiring like conversation. He always laughing and bubbly and uplifted, man. The dude, I don't know. It just seemed like every time I see Khadizzy, he like that. Shout out to my man Kadar. I ain't seen him in a minute. He tried to call me, but yeah, shout out to my man Khadizzy. All right, now this next one, I am going to play y'all like a little clip. I want y'all to check out this clip, and then we're gonna definitely talk about it, because I'm gonna play you one, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back and we're gonna see the other one. This is the first one. Who is that? Okay, I'm gonna play you this first one. Watch this, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Specifically, a woman is not contributing financially does not mean she's not bringing anything to the table. A woman runs a household. She might take care of your kids. She might make sure you are okay. She might be fucking your funky ass at the end of the night. She might making sure your household is peaceful. She is, yeah, your be funky sometimes, them nasty ass boys.
I smell it now.
Okay? Okay? Literally, a woman will literally run the fuck out of a household, and then as soon as you get your money, 20 years later, your funky ass want to go marry your nasty ass secretary's been sucking your behind closed doors at the office for the past 2 motherfucking years, and now your woman that's been loyal, that's held you down, that it took care of your kids, it's suddenly, oh, this don't deserve nothing.
True, though.
Take 50%. Take 50%.
Dang. And she snapped. She was like, take 50%. Take 50% every time. Now, I'm definitely, since this is Women Empowerment Month, you know what I mean? I definitely want to talk about that. And hopefully I might have a guest tomorrow. We're gonna talk about some cool stuff because, you know, I really, I really feel like that. I really feel like we need to put our women, even if you want to say on a pedestal, let's put them on a pedestal for a while so you can get your confidence and stuff up and start, you know what I mean? Because I see a lot of ladies bossing up and I see like a lot of ladies doing their thing. But just listen to what she said. You know what I mean? She sounded like she's a little bit scorned. You know what I mean? Because she said they be in the house, they take care of the house, they hold the man down, and then he's probably letting his secretary. They probably having like an illicit affair or something going on, and then soon as he get on, soon as he make it, 20 years later when he really get the big checks, then all of a sudden, he runs off with the secretary, and sometimes the woman feel like she was there the whole time. Remember the movie Waiting to Exhale? She kind of made me feel like that, and a lot of women feel like that sometimes. Let me get my chats back up so I can see. So yeah, so tap in, ladies. I mean, if you have anything on that. But what I was trying to say a little bit about being scorned, I might do that on love versus hate on a Thursday or something. Sometimes, man, you have to be mindful about one situation that might have hurt you and that you don't, spread that energy over to the next one. I'm guilty of that myself too. Sometimes I might have like a relationship that might went sour or went left. And then what I'll do is I'll wind up putting up a force field and kind of like, won't let another person get in or won't let them get close to me because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like that's how it happened. And so sometimes, ladies, don't ever feel like, okay, one dude represent everybody. You know what I mean? Um, you might have had like a bad situation and this dude might be trash. You dig what I'm saying? And maybe you might have had one, two, or three. But when it started getting to be too many men, you got to check yourself after a minute. You dig what I'm saying? You can't keep being like, man, all dudes is bad and they garbage. You can't. You could sometimes you gotta have to be like, you know what I mean. You're gonna have to feel it. What you say, CT? She says, you gotta be completely healed before starting another relationship. I think that right there has some weight to it because it has to be like that. And sometimes you have to be in a good mental space before you can mess with somebody. But like on the level of bringing something to the table, ladies, I really wish I had somebody that would have been here that would have chimed in on this one because this one would have really been good because I just wrote down a few qualities of what I think, and I'll put it like this. If I wanted to like if I was trying to marry a woman, here's a few qualities that I would like, to see in a woman. You dig what I'm saying? Um Coming home from the joint, I definitely she don't have to be like a Bible thumper. She don't have to know, but I at least want to be able to have a conversation about God. We at least got to have a prayer life. If we ain't got no prayer life, I don't really even want to be involved. You dig what I'm saying? Because I need to pray for you, and when I'm out doing my thing, you need to be praying for me. We need to be praying for our kids. We need to be praying over our house. We need to be praying that God bless us and give us the knowledge and wisdom for whatever He do give us, that we don't act a fool with it. Prayer is a big part of my life. And if you ain't got no prayer life, I don't think we're gonna really make it. And if you ain't got like no confidence in prayer, I ain't gonna say that it won't work because maybe I might be the one that might lead you there. You dig what I'm saying? But man, we got to have like a prayer life. And to me, the woman has definitely got to have, she's got to bring to the table a queen mentality. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying thinking that she better than everybody or thinking that she royal, but you got to have some confidence in yourself. And you got to believe that you are who you are with or without me, that God has placed you on this earth for a purpose and that you are blessed and that He loves you more than anything. And so when I say queen mentality, I want you, you know what I mean? There's going to be some days where I ain't expecting you to dress up and be fresh, but every now and then I want you to look nice. I need you to put on for me. You dig what I'm saying? So when we hold hands and stuff like that out in public, I need to see that. You dig what I'm saying? A nurturer. I love a lady who love her kids. If you see a lady that love her kids and she knows how to love, I think that's good, because a lot of times you see that, and she will, make time to love her dude. You dig what I'm saying? That's like simple things. I remember talking to my cousin Yo, and Yo was saying something um about her dude that's in the joint. And what I mean, she was kind of like telling him, like, no matter what's happening when he come home, she was like, she worked a job, she did this and that, but she always made it a habit that when he got off work, that she would remove his boots and she would rub his feet. Now, I'm not saying that you got to do that. I'm not even saying. I mean, I might even be looking for that, because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't really, I don't even really want to work a job where I got to wear boots. It's never been my thing, and I'm not even gonna lie. But if I got to make sure that the bills is paid, I'm gonna go get her. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go do that. But meanwhile, I'm just saying. Do you feel what she said? She was just like, because that's her man. No matter how busy her day was, she still takes time out of her day to make sure that her dude is straight. You dig? So if you got to have a woman like that. And then I'll get to the men too, so don't think that this is lopsided. Support. If your woman don't support you and she don't encourage you, she's got to be your number one fan. You dig what I'm saying? If she ain't your number one fan, I don't even know what she around. And I don't need no woman, like cheering me on like all day, or just, overboard, or trying to make me feel, what I mean? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about support. If you see them going over here, if you can make it over here, you need to be here at my public speaking gig. You dig what I'm saying? If I'm going, you know what I mean? If I got to go over here and I got to do something, come on, we need to get over here and we need to go do that. You dig what I'm saying? And we got to be teams. If we ain't on the same team, I don't, go ahead on, and I'm saying that because I specifically had a friend who didn't care about nothing that I did. You dig what I'm saying? We worked at a certain spot together. And so when we see each other at work, we was cool, we laugh. But when I talked about my passions of like public speaking, or doing the podcast, or artwork, or like my thoughts about throwing parties, I had these themed parties and stuff like that. She didn't want to hear that. Every time I said anything about my dreams, it was always negative. And so it kind of like crushed the conversation, because now I don't even know what to say to you. You dig what I'm saying? Go ahead. You got a question. That's what we saying. Ask the question, Nicole. We here. Until you type up the question, I'm gonna keep going. But as soon as you type up the question, um, I'm gonna say it. Discipline. I want a lady to come to the table with some discipline. You dig what I'm saying? If you see me out of whack, I need you to have my back on discipline. When I like, if you see like some friends and you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go over here and hang out for a minute, call me to the side and be like, Shh, nope. You already know what they on, whoop de whoop. Because sometimes men don't see things like that. Sometimes we'll get caught up in the motion of in the action of just hanging out. We get to talking about some stuff that happened in the past, and next thing you know, you hanging all out at night. Next thing, because people are influence on you. So the things that I can't see, I need my woman to be able to see that. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna post it up here so that way I can be able to answer. What if you are not able to make it due to work? That's understandable, Nicole. You dig what I'm saying? Because see, that's when you got to have that understanding, and that comes with. I'll tell you about that when I get to men. You dig what I'm saying? I understand that, because if you at work and you can't do those certain things, you got to respect that. But then I would say this though: whenever you do get like some free time, if it's kids in the house, the kids is gonna come. Well, I'm gonna say God's gonna come first. God's got to come first place. There's no excuse why we can't pray together. Even if you can't make it to church on Sunday, we're gonna have to give some fellowship to God. We're gonna have to shout Him out in the house at all times. I'm gonna take a back seat if it's kids involved. If it's kids involved, we need to make sure that we nurturing them and making sure that we making them the best that they can be, so that when they get out into this world, we want them to give 100%, and we want them to know about because peer pressure is out here, right? So I definitely need you to be there for them too, but you got to make some time. You got to make some time for your dude, because if you don't, he'll try somebody else to slide in. And see, and I don't want to get this into a Bible study, but I can show you a scripture where Paul is saying that that's how the devil will work. He'll get you off your square and get you so tired, and where you ain't showing no type of love to your man, that boom, here come this other little tackhead. No, let me take that back. She ain't even got to be a tackhead. She can just be somebody that's working and something like that. She's a tackhead if she know that you married and she's still trying to holler at you. Let's put it like that. But the devil will send something at you just to see, okay, you missing this at home, and then she'll try to offer you that over there. And that's how a lot of cheating and stuff go on. You dig what I'm saying? And so before I get into the discipline, let me show y'all this other one because this chick was so much on point. And just tell me if y'all agree with her. Check her out because she went hard.
I don't know why women are so offended when men ask, what do you bring to the table? And this is never going to be no pick me shit. I've been picked. I'm always picked. I'm always the top pick. I've never had to fight over a man. I never had to do any of that. I'm just being honest. What is so wrong about a man wanting you to add value to his life instead of suck him dry? What is so wrong with that? Why? And why? Why are there so many women out here right now saying, I bring the table to the table? Bring it. Can you help anything? Can this man ask you for $1,000? If he lost his job right now, or all of the income that this person has, could you provide for the whole family? That's what they mean. They mean that if I am taking care of you and you can't bring anything to the table, you're going to run me dry. You have to bring something to the table. Y'all don't get that? Is it that insulting for someone to ask you to be able to provide back, to be able to reciprocate? What's wrong with that? Society got you broke ass, bum ass bitches thinking that somebody's supposed to just take care of you all day. No. No. And then what blows my mind is you think just financial. Can you calm down when this man is talking? Can you listen? Can you hear him out? Can you not play emotional games because everything's about your emotions? Can you check on him and ask him if he's okay? Do you ask your man if he's happy? Do you know how to tend to children? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to get grout cleaned? Do you know how to add value to a house if a man buys it? Can you garden? Y'all be wanting to build houses, but you can't even provide food. They building a house. Can you garden in the back? So it's this whole I bring the where's the table? What do you bring to the table? How are you gonna make this man better? Or are you gonna tear him down while he provides for you and makes you better? Because that's what you want. And that shit is weird. My man know I could run him anything he want right now. And I'm still taken care of. I don't split. I don't pay not one mortgage bill, no nothing. Okay? I buy all his clothes. I give him all his food. Yeah, I do that. Every day he come home, I got a new shirt, new outfit, new pair of sneakers. I just bought him a pair of sneakers because I bring the table to the table. I don't just say it. I do everything. I cook from scratch. I do everything. Y'all gotta get it. Y'all wanna know why everybody's single right now? Everybody is narcissistic and thinks that somebody has to do something to benefit them, but they don't have to do it in return. And that's what a lot of women. Y'all crazy.
Wow, man. Um, I don't know if y'all agree with everything. Tap in. I mean, I think some of the stuff she said. Yes, she says bring something to the table. Great words. Um, here's where I like what she said, and then she says that she don't pay any of the bills, but she says she buy him clothes and stuff like that. And so obviously she's probably getting some money from somewhere. But this is the point that I think that she says. She says, I bring the table to the table, like saying not only is he a breadwinner, but I'm also a breadwinner. So I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm making sure that he's dressed for success and stuff like that. Now listen, every relationship ain't gonna be like that. So let's not take the tape, what I mean, the little video, and be like, okay, so I'm gonna chill and he's gonna, no, that ain't what she's saying. But it's got to be like a 50-50 thing that you bring to the table, and some of the stuff that I think, she was saying was like spot on, except for that yes, and what I mean, she was getting a little bit extra. But listen, she she got a point, man. I think like a lot of people are single because you're trying to figure out, okay, ladies, I don't want to say it like this and make you feel bad, but sometimes you might be giving too much of yourself before you even know what this dude can bring to the table. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, ladies, you already pretty much got a table for yourself. You know, maybe you got some kids, but you got your own crib, you got your own job. You know, and so if you do get involved with a dude, it's basically like most of the time of what I'm seeing in today's era. It's like, what can this dude bring to the table? You know what I mean? And so you just gotta. I think that you got to be mindful. You definitely got to be thinking like, what can I bring to the table if you want this relationship to work? If I really dig you and I'm really ready to rock with you, and I'm thinking like long term, I got something to bring to the table. You dig? And just two more points that I wanted to pick out that I would say from a lady that she did say. She says, Are you always snapping? Can you listen to him when he's having a bad day? Are you asking him, is he having a bad day? Do you wild out all the time and don't want to listen to him? That's the most irritating shit in the world, to be trying to have a conversation with somebody and come on, fam. To be trying to have a conversation with somebody and they don't want to listen to you, that they don't want to hear you out. You know what I mean? Um, just cutting him off or just, snapping just because you having a bad day. So you got to be able to have a positive conversation. You got to be able to bring that to the table. And what I was saying about discipline, not only the man, but you got to make sure that you're disciplining the kids as well. You know what I mean? And that's not really your job. That's the man's job. But I'm saying when he's not around, you got to make sure that you uphold that, because that can go bad for kids. You dig what I'm saying? And for a family, if you don't bring that to the table, I'm telling you, that can be really, really bad. Now, check this out. I think as a grown man, and these are my thoughts. You ain't got to agree with them. You ain't got to, you know what I mean? But these are the things that I'm definitely working on in my life. You know what I mean? And this is what I definitely want to bring to the table to anybody that, what I mean, will accept me. You know what I mean? When I do walk down that line, I'm praying for this wife. When I get ready to do this, here's some of the things that I'm thinking about. You got to be a grown man. You got to have a kingdom conscious. You dig what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, some guys might not agree. I don't know, because I'm into the Bible. I feel like God created me to be a king, a prophet, and a priest. And so I'm gonna check in with him like every day. Because I can't make nothing happen without God. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just to let him know, whoever the woman it is that you bless me with, I do not know how to take care or love this lady unless you give me the strength, the wisdom, and the power to do it. This is your daughter's first. Thank you for blessing her, blessing me with her. But now, Father, you got to show me how to respect her, how to love her. And every day, I'm going to say the same prayer. I'm going to tell you, prayer works so much because I've been saying the same prayer, asking the Holy Spirit to give me like strength, like every day to do certain things. And I've been seeing his power work out in my life. So every day, I'm going to pray over my wife. I'm going to pray over me. And I'm going to just ask God, you got to show me how to do this. Because, we as human beings, we fallen, and so we going to make mistakes. And so there's some things that I do know on my own, but I'm telling you, I'm checking in every day. I gotta have that kingdom mentality, and that's for any grown man. I think you gotta have it. If you ain't got no relationship with God, you lose it. Number one, after God, my work ethic, and I would even put God, but then again, my love for my family. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put that second, and then I'll get back to the work ethic. I'm gonna put that first because when you love people, you know what I mean, you will go the extra mile, you know what I mean, to do whatever it takes, to be there for them, for your kids, you always gonna be there, not only to discipline them, but to love them and to, what I mean, to educate them and push them into being great. But you also have to feed into your woman. You dig what I'm saying? You have to cover her. You got to let her know that, listen, I protect you. I love you. There's certain things I'm just not going to put you around because you my wife. I don't bring you around certain people and certain things. As her protector, you just have to do that. And, I'm sorry that it took me to go to prison to learn some of this stuff, but listen, it's really, really real. And so the love for the family, you know, it's got to be important because that's how you're gonna stand strong and you're gonna build that foundation. God is first, then that love is what's gonna keep that home feeling like it's comforted, like they secure. You know what I mean? Because if people don't feel like they love and they protected, then there's no trust. You'll start losing trust. Everything is gonna crumble and it's gonna break. So you gotta have God first, then you gotta have love. You gotta have that sense of security that I love you, that I'm behind you, I support you 100%. Work ethic. You know, if you got a career, you good. You doing your thing. But also too, you gotta, even like say for instance, if your business ain't booming or if everything ain't going the way that it's supposed to go, man, you gotta get up and get out and get something. You know what I mean? You got to. You can't just sit around, wasting time twiddling your thumbs, hoping that something's gonna happen, fam. You got to get out because it's people that's counting on you. You know what I mean? And not only financially, they looking up to you to see who are you, what kind of man are you. And you got to be showing them good work ethics. You got to be showing them what a man is supposed to look like. Because if you don't give them an example, then they ain't going to have one. Kids can only copy what they see. And unfortunately, all my kids is grown, and I spent most of their childhood in prison. And so I lost on that edge. And so I'm just trying to tell the next guy who might be listening to the podcast, if you're young and you round a woman and she got kids, or if they your kids, fam, you have to be a man. You have to be a good example of what a man is supposed to be. You got to bring that to the table. If you don't bring that to the table, like say if you get into a relationship and she already got kids, if you don't love her kids, stay out the way. Listen, leave her alone. If you don't love her kids, stay out the way. She don't come by herself. So the same love that you love her with, you got to love them shorties with. You dig what I'm saying? And then once they get used to you being around, you got to turn around and separate time just for them, just to let them know. I don't know where your father is or who he is or what kind of relationship you got with him, but while I'm with your mom, I'm gonna show you the man. I'm gonna show you that I love her and that I love you too. If you can't do that, fam, please stay out people way. Don't do that because that ain't cool. You dig what I'm saying? It's not cool to go into their life just because you chasing some ass. You know what I mean? I don't want to be graphic or be cussing, but it's really real. Don't do that, man. Don't get around people if you just trying because you she thick and you seen her in the club and y'all had a couple of drinks. Stop doing that. That's how we messing our generations up. Correct. Okay. What's my snap? I don't got a snap. Okay. But meanwhile, so yeah, here's another thing. You got to keep maturity. What I basically just said was maturity. You dig what I'm saying? Know the qualities of a man, i.e., respect, honesty, and love for the kids. Um, the protection, got to be a protector, and romance. Just as well as you asked the question though to Nicole about what if she has to work. Um, I feel like this. Even if you are a dude and you work and stuff, you have to be mindful that your wife gets tired too. You know what I mean? She gets tired. So one of the things that I'm cool with, I like to cook. I might tear the kitchen up. Somebody might have to, might have to come through and clean up. But listen, I'll cook. You dig what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Be able to do that for your woman. Be able to like romance her. And I'm not just talking about sexually. I'm talking about, man, you got to create a date night. You got to be able to take her out. You got to be able to let her know that she's important. And when you get out in public with people, I crack jokes a lot of times with people and I say holding hands. But holding hands is serious. When you out in public and you hold hands with people, people feel like, hey, that's his girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could look at her, but that's my girl. You dig what I'm saying? I remember I was taking pictures of people that I used to see holding hands walking down the street. That was last year. But meanwhile, you gotta be able to do that. You know what I mean? Give her cards, fam. You dig what I'm saying? Bring when we say, and I'm talking about bring this to the table. These are just different things that you can bring to the table to make sure that you keeping this relationship to where it's supposed to be. It ain't always got to be financial. You know what I'm saying? Because what if both parties got money? You dig what I'm saying? Money don't make you stay together. You know what I mean? It just ain't gonna make you stay just because you got bread. And sex ain't just gonna make you stay together because that ain't it. There's too many toys and there's too many different things that women can play with. And there's too many women out here that's already trying to slide in your spot. So you just can't base a relationship off of money and sex. It's just not gonna work. So, you're gonna have to be able to bring something to the table. You're gonna have to be able to like leave a card or something for it. Just, you know what I mean? Just with some cool thoughts on it. You ain't even had to say nothing. Just put a card together and leave it there so she can find it or something. Send some flowers to her job. And what I'm saying is what you bring into the table is romance, being romantic and showing her like, you know what I mean? I love you. I care about you. I'm trying to do something to make sure that you stay on cloud nine about us. You dig what I'm saying? And a lot of times you get tired. You don't want to treat her like she want to be treated. She don't want to treat you like you want to be treated, and it just fizzled out. You know what I mean? Y'all can be married, and then you can go through it, and then it could be over. And I think definitely the man has got to be able to. When I say get involved, if they're your kids, you definitely got to get involved. It could be harder sometimes if you're dealing with a woman and she got kids, but if you in her house and you love her, you dig what I'm saying? You know, man, you ain't gotta like yell. Discipline is not yelling and like whooping kids, but just kind of like showing them right from wrong. Like if you take out the trash, every day, you know what I mean, for a week, and we ain't gotta remind you about the trash, boom, here go allowance. If you don't take out the trash or you ain't doing your chores, come on with that video game. We about to wrap that up. You dig what I'm saying? Come on with that phone. We about to wrap that up. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm saying you got to be able to bring discipline to the table, because if you don't, these kids is gonna get killed out here. These kids, the streets is messing them up. Look at them, man. That little video that I seen, that I showed y'all, that was on my book, with little homie and them in the car, pumping to the little music and stuff. Okay, she says showing them by example. You sure right about that, Nicole. Showing them by example. And when you got daughters, though, you dig what I'm saying? It's just like, ladies, we got to be able to bring to the table that queen mentality, because we need her to grow up with class, to grow up with her head with confidence, and to know that beauty is like it starts from the inside. All of the stuff that you see on social media, man, that'll get you that'll get you messed up. You dig what I'm saying? It'll mess your whole life up trying to chase these TikTok videos and these Instagram videos, models and stuff like that. And yeah, men like chicks with a body, with the butt and all of this and all of the other little stuff that they do. But I'm gonna tell you something. You find you somebody with a good heart that could treat you right, you dig what I'm saying? It's gonna be way better than a physical appearance. You dig what I'm saying? And the physical appearance could be there, but I'm gonna tell you, a person is attractive by the way that they act and by the way that they talk. You know what I mean? When you get to know them, they can be attractive as ever. You dig what I'm saying? Just because they just so nice and they so cool, and just the way that they do things and the way that they move and groove, you can be attracted to them. You know what I mean? Just as much as the physical. So don't ever get it twisted. We got like about 15 minutes. If anybody got any more questions, oh, she says social media is killing our kids. Yeah, yo. I wish you would have tapped in earlier, because man, I just got done speaking about you. That's my big cousin, yo. And so I'm gonna read you. Well, I ain't even got to read you the scripture. I know the last one that I wanted to talk about. And so let's just remember this. Let's do a recap before I go to the other ones. We're talking about bring something to the table. If you work in a job, if you got a business or a job, remember, man, if you bring skills and experience to the table, you're gonna always get more money. You're gonna always bring more money. If you're getting ready to open up your own business, if you bring professionalism to the table, honesty to the table, stop trying to take shortcuts, stop trying to cheat people. And I had to be mindful of that though too, because I did do that. You dig what I'm saying? At the club when I was nap at All Stars, when I got to the door, they just, okay, that's JD little cousin. So since my cousin and them own the club, you dig what I'm saying? I come to the door and I just walk through. My cousin Dre, he got to the door and he paid for like 8 people. And so he's still their cousin too. We all first cousin. And then after I got in there, and I know it was my birthday party, they was looking out for me. But when he did that, it made me kind of feel like I understand what you're doing though, Dre. Even though it's our family stuff, support that family, man, because they, bring that to the table. They trying to bring professionalism to the table, so it has to be like that. So anytime you're doing a job or a business, you got to have a hunger for professionalism. You got to have a hunger for growth. Bring that to the table, and I guarantee you, you're going to see success. You're going to see it. Professionalism and a hunger for, you know what I mean, just professionalism, just doing the right thing, and just trusting that God is going to keep it going, and giving it 100%. Now, conversation. If you around some people, man, and they ain't talking about nothing, it's best for you to remove yourself, because I ain't no other way around that. And so instead of hating on people, talking bad about people, and running them down, man, why not just try to enlighten somebody? Why not say something positive, to lift somebody up, because if you only bring to the table haterism and negativity, nobody want to be around a negative Ned, dog. I'm telling you straight up, don't nobody want to be around that, because it ain't fun, it ain't enlightening. I hate to be around people who always complain and they ain't doing nothing. It's a drag, man. It just seemed like, man, my spirit is heavy. Like, man, you come away from around there feeling all depressed. Like, damn, I was feeling good today. Came around y'all, now I feel like jumping off a bridge. Like, man, I'm joking, but man, it be real. Like, man, damn, y'all ain't got nothing to be happy for. Man, be happy that you woke up. You did? Ladies, bring something to the table. If you feel like dude is, he got money and you know what I mean, he's a breadwinner and something like that. So let's say, for instance, your money ain't all that. But listen to what Shorty was saying. Not saying that you got to buy him outfits every day and you got to buy him shoes. You know what I mean? That ain't it. Like every time he come home, he got a brand new shirt. But it would be cool if he bought him like some ties. He worked. You dig what I'm saying? Like, say I'm an insurance agent. If I come to the crib and you got me like five, I was out and I checked out these ties right here. I thought, you know what I mean? Little bitty things mean a lot to me. And I'm going to tell you something. They mean a lot to most men. It don't have to be a bunch of, you know what I mean? And get it out your mind that you want a man to just take care of you. That ain't real life. You know what I mean? Because if you can't take care of him mentally, how can you expect him to take care of you financially or keep you stable if you ain't got nothing to feed into this man's spirit? I'm trying to tell you, you can open your legs up as wide as you want to. You can do as many tricks as you want to with your legs, your mouth, any of that. And I ain't trying to be graphic, but I'm telling you, that's not going to keep, dude. And you talking about take care of you. You know, I don't know what you're listening to in these rap songs and in these rap music, man, but I'm telling you, come on back to real life. It's people down here. Come on back to planet Earth. So you can go out here and you can try to do all that if you want to. But at the same time, why not try to find somebody who's on the same level with you and see what he bring to the table and see what you bring to the table? Then y'all can see if y'all compatible. You dig what I'm saying? Because if he ain't bringing what you want to the table, if you ain't bringing what he wants to the table, we sitting at the wrong table. We need to get up and move. We should start playing musical chairs. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. CPT said, come on, feed his spirit, man, is important. And you're right about that, family. You gotta feed into a man's spirit, man, because it be so much going on. Not only do you got police brutality going on, men do a lot of more hating on each other than I can't say they do more hating than women, but I'm telling you, men is always like, oh man, I can do this, or I can out rap him, I can outdo this and that. You get a car, they want to go get one better. Or if they don't, they you got something that they don't got and they want it, they'll rob you. You don't really see chicks running up on each other with the gun, talking about, give me that Coach bag. Give me that good, you know what I mean? You don't really see chicks just robbing each other for bags and shoes. Give me them pumps, girl. You know what I mean? Then, but we always putting a gun on each other, trying to shoot each other over a gang or over some rims, over some jewelry, some something like that. So it's like, fam, let's not do that. But meanwhile, ladies, don't come to the table just thinking that dude is supposed to just take care of you. You know what I mean? Always be able to bring something to the table more than sex. And I'm going to tell you, when you feed into his spirit, you definitely can do something. Women always expect more than they are willing to give. Hold on, let me see this. She said, women are always expect more than they are willing to give a lot of times. And sometimes that's right. And then she says, Kenya says, but if you have a strong woman, men, make sure you feed into her spirit. Oh yeah, we going there. Don't ever forget that, Kenya. We definitely going there. So I was just talking about like women because I started off with the women about like simple things instead of always trying to make it seem like this dude needs to take care of you. And like say if he's a breadwinner, because sometimes you might meet a woman who's a breadwinner where she's getting more money than a man. But I'm gonna tell you, and as I speak just for myself, I can't say I speak for everybody. That's what I mean by checking in, tapping in with God every day. Like, thank you for this beautiful lady you placed in my life. Lord, show me how to respect her. Show me how to love her. Show me how to treat her. Show me how to take care of my household. Lord, put me in a position of my calling so that way I can protect her, that I can make her feel like, she's being provided for. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm reason why I'm tapping in with God because all things are possible through Christ. You know what I mean? He can do any and everything that you ask him to do. And it's been working for me. I don't know what for somebody else. I don't know what else you believe in, but I'm telling you, it works for me. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do that every single day. And then I'm just gonna follow his instructions. And since marriage is a union that's made by God, don't you think he know what we should be doing? You dig what I'm saying? One of the scriptures says, husbands, love your wife like Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. You dig what I'm saying? And so sometimes when I say that other foundation, the first foundation has got to be God. The second foundation has got to be love. Man, you got to love your wife. You got to love your kids, and you got to make sure that they understand that and they know that. And so, man, y'all got to bring that to the table, man, and stop thinking like, okay, you got something good, then get out with your friends or be out there and doing this and that, and let the enemy slide in with something, with some old one night stand or illicit sex affair that means nothing, and then you'll mess up a whole happy home. So when I'm saying bring something to the table as a man, bring that maturity to the table, fam. You got to bring that maturity to the table because if you bring that maturity to the table with a woman, I've learned that that's a turn on. You dig what I'm saying? And you think like sex is just one of the keys. Be mature and pray with a woman, and then you know what I mean, cover a woman and show her respect and stuff like that. That's really a turn on for women. So I'm just trying to tell you, uh, you can take it for what you want to, or you don't. It's up to you. But another thing that I think men should do, definitely, and I'm giving this to you again. If you're with a woman and she's got kids, if you don't love her kids like you love her, get out the way. You got to bring that type of love to the table. If you're gonna accept one, you got to accept all of them. You know what I mean? And don't show no favoritism. Don't just be over there just doing that because kids are important, and they, what they do is they don't know how. Jesus said it like this. He said this one scripture. He says the kingdom of heaven is like this. It's like one of these little child. And the paraphrase it. I'm paraphrasing the scripture, but what he was trying to say, you know what? Kids don't know nothing but what you tell them. They only know what you tell them to do. Like, so when they like little bitty kids, like, 1, 2, and 5 years old, and as they coming up through elementary, they only know what we tell them and what we show them. So what your kid is doing out here in the world or doing out here in the streets, they learned it from home. You dig what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be in that household, fam, and you're gonna be with this woman, you have a right and a duty, man, to show her kids love and to put a positive role model of a man in front of them kids' face. And if you ain't doing that, you're a sucker. And that's my word. You're a sucker. Now, the last one that I want to bring to the table is this, and it's Jesus Christ. Revelations 3:20. I ain't got to open up the book. I know what it says. He says, "Here I stand knocking at the door." He says, "If you open up, I will come in and I will eat with you and you with me." Now, it ain't nothing better than that type of table right there, to have that relationship with God. And this ain't a Bible study, but I got to give it to you because I'm trying to tell you it worked for me. Let me put this up there. Hold on. Very much man praying over me. Yes, sir. Yeah, she says very much a man praying over me. Did you say that was sexy, Willie Martin? Is that your mom, Salisa? Yep. Okay, very much a man praying over me. Whatever you meant by that, I agree. But listen to this. Here I stand knocking at the door. If you open up, I will come in. And some version said, I will sup with you and you with me. He said, I will eat with you and you with me. So God is knocking on people's doors, man. He's saying, listen, if you would pay me some attention, if you would show me, open up your heart, I'll come in and I'll sit down at the table with you and I'll eat with you. I'm telling you, I don't know what you got going on in your life, but Jesus brings salvation to the table. You know what I mean? So he's bringing this new life that some of us just can't live, man. Everybody got it in their mind that we want to change and we want to do better. And I'm not saying just because you go get saved that you just gonna automatically change in like one day. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, when you put God first place, and you give him a place at your table in your life, remember the topic is a banquet of life. What do you bring to the table? God is going to bring everything that you need to the table. He's going to show you how to do it. But you got to be ready to bring something to the table. You got to be ready to bring like a living sacrifice. You got to be ready to come on with the come on and start living for him. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean like every day is going to be perfect. Don't mean that your relationships is going to be perfect. That ain't what that means. But what it do mean is this right here, is that now we're in a position to make the best choices possible. You know what I mean? And that's all you can give in life, is to make the best choice possible, to bring whatever you can bring. What if you don't make more money than her? Guess what? You still bring God. So guess what God is going to do when you bring him to the table with you? He going to make sure that you a man that you can be able to support, because everybody's got a vision, a calling, or a purpose in life. And guarantee you, if you get with that woman and she's a breadwinner and she bring God to the table too, God is going to show her how to multiply everything that you got going on in your life. And see, that's the whole key of having a queen and having a king, because, man, they benefit each other. You dig what I'm saying? And so I don't know what y'all relationships look like. I wasn't trying to do that, but I just wanted to play off, bring something to the table. And so you got to be thinking about it like every day, like, man, when I'm going to work, I know that this is their business, but in order to get this check, in order for me to level up so I can put a down payment on this crib, I got, man, I got to bring something to the table. Shoot, if y'all, you know what I mean, giving people promotions and stuff like that, let me bust my butt and get in here and get promoted up. But you're gonna have to bring something to the table. You're gonna have to be on time. You're gonna have to have a positive attitude, and you're gonna have to have a strong work ethic. You dig what I'm saying? So ain't no way in the world they're gonna promote you and you ain't coming in on time. You dig what I'm saying? And I tell you what, if you don't bring something positive to a conversation, or you letting people bring foul stuff to a conversation, that'll kill you. That'll definitely kill your spirit. And then in a relationship, it's already self-explanatory. I think we talked about that enough. You know what I mean? Women, you got to figure it out. I can't tell you. I can only show you the little clips and the videos and stuff like that. But fellas, those are just some of my points. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna get with any woman, I promise I'm not messing with her unless I love her kids, and I'm not gonna come messing with this woman unless I'm ready to love her and give her 100%. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not even about to waste my time. I ain't got no time to waste. It's too precious for that. But got like a few more seconds. But at the end of the day, you know what it is. Put Jesus Christ at the table. Put God at the table. Make him first place. It ain't saying that everything is just gonna be perfect. But guess what? You're gonna be making the best choices. That's one thing I do know. You'll be making the best choices. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for Listen and Learn. I think I got a guest, hopefully. And if not, we still gonna do something for Women Empowerment Month, man. Listen, I love y'all, B. I'm gone. Bare truth.